Good evening, Brigadier. So this was the first court appearance of these two men accused of the murder of Brendan Horner. Could you just tell us what they were charged with, what happened in court, before we get to the drama of what happened outside court?
Yes, definitely this was the first appearance of these two men who were charged with murder of the farm manager. And after the case, the court itself didn't last for long. After the adjournment, the police took the two accused to the court cells. Unfortunately, after some time, the group of farmers stormed into the court building, whereby some of the furniture and property of the court was damaged. And on the other side, we decided to deploy other members outside, but unfortunately, one of the police vehicles was overturned and it was burned and damaged badly. And the police reinforced other forces to come and join them just to bring the situation under control. And they managed to put all this group of farmers, which was inside the court building, to take them outside so that they can remove the accused who were in the court cells to the place where they were detained.
I understand that the protesters wanted you to release the two accused. Tell us more about that. Yeah,
the group which entered the court building, they demanded that the two accused be handed over to them. It is part of our duties as the deployments were there. Number one, to make sure that the court proceedings run smoothly, which we succeeded to do. But unfortunately, the other part whereby we had to protect the property and the officials of the court, that's when we had to intervene because they were storming the court building. But we managed to stop them before they entered the court cells, and they were evicted to be taken out of the court building. There are two cases which are being investigated presently: malicious damage to property pertaining to the property of the court, as well as public violence pertaining to the issue of which led to the burning of a police vehicle. And we anticipate that very soon there will be arrests in this regard. People are asking, maybe, if I may get into that space, why these people were not arrested immediately. You'll realize that earlier they were prohibited from entering the court building because they were armed, though they were armed with firearms which are licensed, but they could not be allowed into the court as firearms are not allowed in the court. So when we look at the whole situation, there was nothing which we can say from the police side that provoked the group of farmers to storm the court building in this manner. Hence, we will dig deeper into our investigation just to get into the root cause of this.
How many people formed roughly this protest? How many farmers arrived to protest?
Earlier, when the court proceedings started, we could count more than 1,000 farmers who were around the court building itself. And you look at that huge number and look at the deployments which we had. Hence, we had to reinforce other forces from places like Velkom and Bloemfontein just to make sure that we bring order into the area of Senegal.
Senegal, as we know, is a farming area. We know that farm murders are a problem. We also know that our police minister has said that there are, there's racial tension around this issue. If you had to characterize the heart of what happened today, would you say that there's a racial polarization issue? Was it mostly a group of white farmers, or is that not the case?
In cases like this, all the times you will look at people who are piggybacking into taking advantage of the situation. That's how we face it as well, because it's not all those farmers who were there who were unruly. There were farmers who dispersed quietly and peacefully, who returned to their farms, and there were those who stayed behind after they have been addressed. So we just want to look at it as part of those group of hooligans who tried just to take advantage of the situation, because there are those farmers who were peaceful and they dispersed after that and went back to their farms.
I see. So there was a big group arriving, and as we often see, crowds gather outside court proceedings very often. You're saying there was a small group of farmers who then went on to demand to get these two men accused of the murder of this farm manager. They wanted to get access to him. They did not. And you're promising arrests. Just how polarizing is an event like this? Has the community split along racial lines, or is it very much just a small group of people who seem to have lost faith in the justice system, that they've decided they have to take matters into their own hands?
Look, through our rural safety strategies and interactions with the farmers in Free State, we work very well with them. We have a good relationship with them. Hence, we are saying, in this incident, you had farmers who were not only from Free State, there were those who were outside the province. So one won't know people who came with ulterior motives just to mess up these good relationships we are having with the farmers in the area.
Well, thank you very much for your time this evening. That is Brigadier Sam Makhele, and he says that they are likely to make arrests soon in connection with the torching of that police van and also the destruction of property, as some unruly protesters tried to get to the two accused of that farm murder.